Lights, camera, action. Hi there. Well, it's been a while since I did my last virtual gallery tour here in the Carl Smith Art Showroom, but I was very motivated to do it now because the gallery is 1 year old, which is kind of fantastic because it was only meant to be a 3-month pop-up gallery and just one thing led to another. And eventually it was, we were having group shows here and doing all kinds of stuff. Okay, admittedly, the music aspect, the music program that I was planning, that pretty much got blown out of the water because of various group restrictions and everything, but it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. It's all part of the plan. In the meantime, though, I want to show you around the space, show you the new works that I've been working on. It's been an interesting year, very inspiring also to make larger works like this one and many others that are not here because they got sold. And all of the works that you will see are available in my new online shop. If you live in continental Europe, the shipping is very cheap actually, and if you live beyond continental Europe, maybe we have to talk about it because the shipping can be quite expensive. Anyway, beyond that, I got all this new stuff to show you, so let's get to it. Welcome to the first stop on our virtual gallery tour. This is a rather novel and interesting painting because it's actually made of 3 paintings, 3 hand-colored prints on linen, which are screwed together to make one big painting. That is to say, this frame is a painting, the ivy here is a painting, and this more surrealistic part is its own painting. I feel like a weatherman here. I'm like, low pressure will be rising up into Goldfish. Got distracted there. The point is, I think this is a very thought-provoking way of working because it has a lot to do actually with like comic book pages where you have different panels telling the story, and sometimes there'll be like a close-up and then there'll be one with more action. And so I'm going to definitely continue exploring this because it's very inspiring somehow, the world of possibilities that could happen in a painting like this. All right, so for those of you who might have been following my work for a while, you know that I have made a lot of these goldfish together with book paintings. And partly that is because I just like making them. I find it almost meditative to get into all the little details. But also, I really enjoy the innate humor there is in this combination. And furthermore, I do feel like it's a kind of perfect art object. I mean, this one here is just standing up on its own. These kind of paintings were actually the first pieces where I ever used the transparent epoxy resin, which I have since used quite a bit. And beyond just making them look very lustrous and shiny, it of course is a reference to water. So it's a very simple kind of project in terms of its scope, but I feel like there's just a very awesome eloquence to these pieces. Hey, check this out. I want to show you something cool over here. Come on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Alpine Rap City. This is actually one of the biggest single paintings I've ever made. And I feel like every year there's one project which is particularly ambitious. And certainly this past year it was this one. I had originally conceived it almost as a very minimal urban art type of piece, which would just explore like a more natural landscape type of vibe. But then the piece itself took me on like a whole painting journey, which just proves that every art piece really has a will of its own, and you can't control that too much. But now the final result, I feel like it's one of the more unique pieces I've ever made. And like I say, certainly one of the larger. All right, so this part of the tour would be particularly interesting for any of you who are considering getting their own unique art object, as in the case of this one, where there is an actual couple of three-dimensional elements, that is to say, old keys under the resin. Check it out. Moving down here to the lower level of our display case is this beauty. Hey, Mr. DJ, put a record on for me and my Techniques vintage turntable. Yes, it is very shiny and reflecting the lights everywhere, but that is also what gives it such awesome, lustrous, small details. But of course, no virtual gallery tour would be complete without a one-of-a-kind Robo-Love painting, as in the case of this one, which is titled Radical Robo-Love. And that is a hand-colored screen print on linen, one-of-a-kind, painted with much love and much intention. I think you can see the intention here and the love there. So check it out. I have heard it said that the best artworks are the hardest to photograph. And I don't know if this is among the best artworks, but I can tell you it's very difficult to photograph. However, that could have more to do with the technique and the size than anything. But I will say that it is among my favorite artworks, partly because I feel like in this case, I didn't really create the idea. I was more like the conduit that the idea came through. This idea of these kind of metaphoric city dwellers who are represented as these dancers above the city. And I don't know, that was just an intuitive connection between many things. I've done several artworks in this style, but I feel like there's just a resonance there, and I like that. So I don't really ask any more questions. I just kind of try to finish the artwork and see what happens from there. Well, I guess that's it for the gallery tour today. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I say, all the works that you saw are available now on the online shop on my website, carlsmithart.com. Grab them now before somebody else snatches it away. It's happened before. And if you enjoyed this video and you might like to see new ones, similar, maybe even better ones, I think that's doable, press the subscribe button. I've already filmed a tour of my studio where I give a little silkscreen demonstration. And yeah, beyond that, I hope that in the not too distant future, we'll be able to meet right here in the gallery in person. So, all right, well, it's been a pleasure. So I'm just going to get back to my reading here now. All right, take care. It's all right.